Hey guys, welcome back. I'm still Caleb, still love learning languages. We are still in the Duolingo Spanish language tree, section 2, unit 5. We are doing lesson 4. We are halfway through unit 5, section 2. Let's hop in and see what we got.
Un vestido barato.
Un vestido barato. Let's see. Barato is cheap. Vestido is a coat. No? Vestido. Vestido is a dress. A cheap dress. Un vestido barato. I keep wanting to say that a vest is a vest. A vestido is a vest, or at least something that goes over the top, which a dress, I suppose it technically does. Shouldn't it be like drestido, or shouldn't we say a vest is a vest is a dress? I don't know. This one's a little bit of a trick there, isn't it?
Una tienda diferente.
Una tienda diferente. Tienda is a store. Una tienda, a different store. Una tienda diferente. There we go.
Yo tengo un examen importante.
Yo tengo un examen importante. Yo tengo
un examen importante.
Importante. I have un examen importante, an important exam. Nice. I'm going to tell you guys a secret.
Un abrigo caro.
So I am learning programming. I'm learning another language, which is I learned JavaScript to build web apps. I learned JavaScript and React and MongoDB, and I built a couple of apps. And but they were I found pretty quickly that it didn't have the capabilities that I really wanted. I was trying to build a point of sale system for this bar and restaurant that I go to often. I'm good friends with the owner, and he's been using the software that I built a couple of years ago, but it's limited. It doesn't have the ability to interact with barcode scanners or card readers. It's largely just record keeping. And it's a big step up from what he was doing, writing everything on paper. But I needed to find a new framework, a new way to do some sort of stack that could interact with these things. This is a long way around to say that I am currently learning another stack. I'm learning C# this time. I'm learning something called .NET MAUI and Blazor. And this technology, it does. You can build a web app in the familiar way that I know. It's a different language. But as you know, I love learning languages. I've been watching videos on YouTube, just as you might be doing to learn Spanish, watching my videos. Been watching tutorials and people talk about the language, and I've just been watching people mess around in their own code, building their own apps, explaining things. Some of these people are at quite a high level, and much of it I don't understand at all. But I watch it for hours and hours and hours. Every chance that I get, I consume more and more of it. And the effect of it is that the high-level concepts largely, they elude me still. I can watch them repeatedly, and I'll do this, and I'll go back, and I'll watch again, and I'll shake my head, and I didn't understand that, and I'll go back, and I'll watch that section again, and I'll at least conceptually absorb what it is this person is trying to do. But the main benefit that I receive by constantly consuming, or at least witnessing, all this content that I don't understand is that it is becoming just by volume, by frequency, is becoming familiar to me. When I go back now and I watch those same things, they'll click around in their document and they'll describe what it is they're trying to do, and they don't go into a lot of detail about the specific ways they're doing it. They assume the person who's watching already knows the language that I'm trying to learn. But I'm familiar now with the structure of these documents, with the anatomy of the components that they're using and how they interact with each other. Though syntactically, I may not be enormously familiar. I may not be able to reproduce the content that they're creating natively without some guidance. But I'm not completely lost now. I continuously consume this content, and I feel more at home. This is exactly how children do it, just by exposure, by constant, redundant exposure to concepts, and eventually it begins to feel familiar. You begin to feel, oh, I know this. This is intimate to me. It gets you in an emotional space, even. And anyway, I would say even if you feel like there are certain concepts in Espanol, if these videos go too fast for you, if you feel like you are not, you watched a video and you're like, well, that was too far. I didn't understand most of the things, and he was just going through and speeding up, and I may try to slow down. But just by exposure to them, whether or not you're paying a ton of attention, I encourage you, of course, to pay attention. The slower you go, this is a little counterintuitive, the slower you go and the more attention you dedicate to the content that you're trying to learn, the faster you will learn it. But you can learn anyway, albeit slower, by just consuming constantly, by just constantly feeding yourself more stuff, by watching exhaustively this content. Put your kid in front of these videos, and they will learn the Spanish language. They will. It's that easy. You just have to regularly expose yourself to information, and you will take it in and be able to regurgitate it. You don't really have to think about it a ton at all. And this is largely my path as a beginner student to C# is the programming language I'm attempting to learn presently. I do have some advantage in that I know JavaScript and I know Python and a couple of other languages. And so, core concepts are familiar to me. But it is not dissimilar to the advantage that an English speaker has to learning Espanol, to learning Spanish, because structurally many of the things are the same. They both have a Latin root. And so these are very familiar. You will find that it's much more difficult to learn Japanese or Chinese or, any other pictographic language or any other non-Latin root language. You have a lot of advantage in learning the Latin languages, German, French, Spanish, things like that. Anyway, un abrigo, caro. Caro is expensive. Abrigo is coat, a coat, an expensive coat. Coat. And you know what? I'll probably need one of these. It is pretty chilly outside. It's been a warm winter, actually. We're slated here. We've got Christmas coming in about a week. It's going to be 70 degrees where I'm at here in the northern hemisphere, which is quite unusual.
Una camiseta verde.
Una camiseta verde, green.
Verde.
A green t-shirt. There's some people out there saying the world is getting warmer generally.
Yo necesito un vestido rojo.
Yo necesito
un vestido rojo.
un vestido rojo.
Rojo.
Yo necesito un vestido rojo. Which is to say, I need a red dress. I didn't even think about that. I was off in my own thoughts for a second. Goodness, focus, Caleb. I need a red dress. A cheap hat. Well, hat is of course sombrero, and we need a sombrero.
Sombrero.
And we need a cheap one. It's not a vestido. It's not por favor or yo. It's barato.
Barato.
Barato. Un sombrero barato. I stumble on this one. Just my mouth doesn't care for it, I guess. Kind of trips. It's like chewing rocks. An important professor. So we're going to say un profesor. Important is basically the same word. Importante. Put a little e at the end. Importante. That's a, I don't know. I like that. An expensive dress. So we're just doing the same, those same things that we had in the beginning, but in reverse this time, from Spanish to English. We're going now from English to Spanish. Un vestido.
Vestido.
And expensive is caro.
Caro.
Un vestido caro. Nice. A different shirt. Say una. And we know shirt is camisa. Camisa. And different is, of course, diferente. Let's have a look. Can you identify what this word is? Marrón. This is the word brown. Oh. A different skirt. Una. Well, let's think about that. Can be a clue for us there. So skirt. It is not vestido. We know this is a dress. And look at that. Vestido ends with an O. Implicit of masculine. Bicicleta. That's a bicycle. Falda. There it is.
Falda.
Skirt. And it is diferente.
Diferente.
Una falda diferente. There we go. An important exam. Exams are examen. And important are, of course, importante. un examen importante. A red hat. Let's do un sombrero. There it is. And what is it? It is red. It is rojo. Un sombrero rojo. There we go. A brown hat. Ooh, look at that. We paid attention. So we can say again, un sombrero. And if you were paying attention, you'll know what this word is. Brown. What was it? Don't go back. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to type it out. Marron. And in fact, I think we have an accent mark there. I'm going to check. Yeah, we do. And that's it. Perfect lesson. Little sidebar, but we got there. We're going to learn all the languages together, guys. You just watch. You just watch. You can do it. All right, guys. Hey, thank you. That was Lesson 4, Section 2, Unit 5, Lesson 4. If you have any comments, if you can encourage me in my language learning efforts, I'd appreciate that. I am trying to learn several languages at any given time. I do. I love learning languages. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you really, really want to subscribe. That's like subscribe light is to hit the subscribe button, isn't it? Link to the next lesson is down below. We've got one of these little headphone modules coming up next. We're going to listen. Who is it we're going to be listening to? It's either going to be Falstaff or Lynn. It might be Lily. I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be coming up next in lesson 5. Section 2, Unit 5, Lesson 5. Link in the description down below or up here in the top left. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.